Hello and welcome to this Ravioli Show, episode 11. I'm your host, Gabriel Moreno. Today I'm joined with Daniel Sheldon, Jimmy Rogers, and returning special guest, Rob Watson. How is everyone doing?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Pretty good.
Okay, sick. Today we're going to start with some news, and then we're doing our extra sauce episode, the first of the year. We mentioned in 2020 that we would be doing it as more of a main topic of the week. So this week, it was Jimmy's turn to pick the extra sauce topic. And Jimmy, what did you choose?
I chose the first three Pirates of the Caribbean movies.
Yeah, of which, by the way, only 2 were watched by myself. So we're good. We're doing well. Yeah, we're doing well.
Yeah. So I chose to do it like a while ago that we have like an episode on it, and then I said, hey, why don't we just do it for like an extra sauce?
Yeah.
And then I decided that 3 days ago.
Yeah, Monday. I think you were like, "Should we do this?"
I don't know how many people have actually watched all of them. I
think everyone but me has watched all of them. I believe.
I rewatched the first one, the second one, and I'd seen the third one like a couple of episodes ago. And Gabe has seen the first 2. Rob, you said you saw all 3 recently, didn't you?
Yeah, I saw all 5 of them recently.
Oh,
you
yikes.
poor man. Jimmy, by the way, your fan is slightly hitting your mic. I don't know if you can turn it down anymore, but you might want to.
Fine, I'll just die.
It saves you from messaging me during your edit, being like, "I hate you. Why didn't you tell me?" So it saves you from doing that. Yeah. So we'll, Jimmy, that's your segment now. I'm gonna pass over to you when the time comes for that. We're gonna cover some news first. When you're allowed, yeah. We're gonna cover some news. So I've written down some things to go through. First thing is new casting news from Marvel, who have been doing a lot lately. Oscar Isaac is officially announced as Moon Knight. Anyone give a shit?
I didn't realise
Nope.
there was. I missed that.
Yeah. Okay. Good. I like Moon Knight a lot, and I like Oscar Isaac. So yeah, great. Good. I'm happy with it, but I don't. There's been no all they've said is there will be I think it's a TV show they're doing on Disney Plus, but they've kind of. There hasn't been any other news. It's just like, oh, by the way, he'll be doing it. That's it. So I'm not particularly. I think there's more exciting things to get excited about currently coming up in the MCU.
Still a while away, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's next year sometime. I think late next year. I want to say. I actually have it here. Hang on, I should be able to go find it. Should we go have a look? Here we go. Nope, I don't have it. I lied. Although they haven't announced a date for it. That'd be why they go. They haven't announced a date for it, so we don't know. Yeah. So very far in the future. That's all we know. Second bit of news, Deadpool 3 is confirmed to be in writing currently as Marvel's first R-rated film. Anyone give a shit? I'm seeing some more than others. Okay, good. Rob, how did you enjoy the first 2?
I quite like the first 2. I mean, obviously the first one was better than the second one, and they are have some element of humour at least, which is so hard to find.
Look at my balls. The usual Deadpool humour trait.
I mean, I'm glad they're not getting rid of it, definitely. Because I was disappointed that Venom wasn't a R-rated or 15 movie.
Oh, good.
But I'm glad to see they're doing something that's R-rated.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's the perfect character to do. You can't really not do him R-rated, can you, at this point? Like, now that we've got 2 that were R-rated, and both were okay films.
Lego Marvel did it really well. So.
I don't remember what Deadpool did in Lego Marvel. By the way, can I say this is the second week in a row we've just linked this back to Lego games somehow? Last week we went Lord of the Rings. This week we're gonna go Marvel.
It's because like we
said,
they got
to rescue all the Stan Lees, Jimmy. They got to rescue all of them.
It's like we said last week. Like all media is based off of Lego.
Based off of Lego. Yeah.
They came first, and then they just sort of based off.
The first Lego game I ever got, with my. This is very off topic, but we'll go for it. When I bought my Xbox 360 as a kid, I got Lego Indiana Jones with it, and that's a great game. Like that's brilliant. That was great fun. But like I hadn't seen the films when I got the Xbox, so then I played the game and then went and watched the films.
Yeah.
Much like you in Star Wars, Jimmy. So yeah, I do think all pop culture is based upon.
Well, when I got the Lego games, Star Wars wasn't out yet. They didn't make a film out of it.
The originals were. The originals were out of that.
No,
point.
they hadn't made a film out of it yet at that point.
Oh right, okay, so, right. But had they not? No?
That came afterwards. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, good. Dan, Lego games? We've shifted now. I don't care about Deadpool 3 anymore. I don't care. Well, no, they also confirmed that Ryan Reynolds is writing the script, which I think is what he did anyway in the first 2, so that's not really a surprise. I don't think they're going to change anything, to be honest. I think Marvel are pretty happy with the way Deadpool kind of was running itself.
I'm going to do a hot take and say that the first one was mediocre and the second one was shit.
See, I actually didn't mind. I didn't enjoy the second one as much, but I didn't think it was bad. Like, I thought it was enjoyable for what it was.
I just thought they were kind of.
All right, good. That's the finest film reviews
I
here.
don't know. They just didn't do anything for me.
That's fair. That's fair. I feel like it's very in your face, and if you're not up for that, then I guess it's kind of difficult to sit there and enjoy the movie and be like, okay. But yeah, Dan, how are you feeling about Deadpool 3?
Yeah, I guess I'm sort of vaguely excited about it. Yeah, first two are fine.
Yeah.
That's basically how I feel about those films.
That's a fair opinion. Is that they are fine.
They exist.
Little bit more. It's a little bit more of a sour topic at the moment. Ray Fisher's Cyborg has been removed from the Flash movie, and DC have kind of just distanced themselves with him. He's trying to bring down DC's current president for a lot of bad things that happened on set on Justice League and in general. And from what I can understand, a lot of other actors have kind of sided with him. I don't know the full capacity of this.
Did anyone else completely forget that Cyborg was in Justice League?
Yep. That's a trend that will happen. If you watch that movie as well, you'll forget that he's in it. It's shocking. But like, apparently, from what I can understand, I think him and Zack Snyder have a really good relationship, and he was much more of a key element of the film when a certain someone was in charge, and then Joss Whedon came in. All of a sudden, he wasn't. And
he might be in 400 now that Zack Snyder's doing his own thing. The much-awaited sequel to 300.
At this point, I don't know what Zack Snyder's doing next. I know he said no more DC things, which I think is a good thing for him. I think he needs to be done with this after this new cut comes out. I think it needs to be done and put away. But yeah, I know Ray Fisher is currently sort of. I don't want to say chasing after DC, but he's trying. They're
well, I think
DC
that's
definitely
like
having to fight some battles.
If that was like anything else, it would be like, oh no. We've lost like one of the big actors, but like Ben Affleck left ages.
The fact that DC haven't mentioned it, but like when Ben Affleck left. I mean, they I don't want to say they cared a lot more, but like there was at least some sort of nod of acceptance from Warner Brothers and DC. Ray Fisher kind of has been, you get the feeling, a little bit more pushed out, and even then they don't seem to want to say anything about it, which makes me think he maybe is telling the truth, and there's a lot there that's not really being accounted for.
I just think Warner Brothers is kind of a shitty company at this point.
They're rotten to the core. But that being said, if you want to sponsor the podcast or work with us in the future, we'd love to have you on board, Warner Brothers. Rob, how do you feel about Warner Brothers?
I mean, obviously what's going on with Ray Fisher is kind of like shit, and I do feel bad for him, because it's kind of similar to what happened with John Boyega and Star Wars. I know it's a little bit off topic, but the way he's just been kind of like pushed out of the movies, and for other characters and not giving like their time and shine is quite shit.
Yeah, for sure. Harry Potter World's just average as well. It wasn't. It was actually quite fun, but anyhow, moving on. So there's that lovely fun news. Searching 2 will contain an entire new story. So it's a sequel with brand new characters. I both love and I don't like. So I really enjoyed the first one.
On Searching.
Yeah. Thanks.
What is it?
What is it? You haven't seen it? You not seen it?
I've never heard of it.
It's the one that's like, it's shot through all of the webcam. It's always shot through a webcam or a phone camera or something.
Sorry,
There's too many films like that now. That doesn't narrow anything down.
What did you actually say? Because I completely sort of blanked out.
Searching 2 has been announced, and it's an entire new story.
Oh,
so it's not the same.
I really like the first one. Why do they
Dan, get up IMDb now, because I'm not going to be able to describe it well enough for you. So just do
that.
I
really like the first one. Why do they?
That's the thing. I really like the first one. That was my thing. So one, right? I like the fact that they've learned that they don't have to have the same characters come back. That's good. That's a good learn.
Show in it.
If the same characters did come back, it would be like, at that point it would be like
ridiculous. It'd be taken. It'd be taken. Yeah, it'd be taken. But like, that's my point of like, I'm glad they've learned. Okay, we don't have to do the same characters, but can we also learn to just leave a franchise?
Like,
just leave it and move on. Like, it's done. It was good. Leave it.
People are like so uncreative and stuff in like Hollywood.
I know.
They just like the one like new interesting idea comes on, like,
that was the eyes.
That was really good. That was great. Well, then we'll just do it again. It's the same thing with Knives Out. Like, I mean, I kind of interested in Knives Out, but like, just leave it at the first one.
I'd much rather watch a Knives Out 2 than a Searching 2.
And yeah, exactly. It's just like Searching had like a kind of. I mean, that just felt like really unique, and it was like it ended really well, and it just like it was like a nice
It was a nice, you're right.
It just needs to like just let it die.
Rob, have you seen either of these? Not either of these, but have you seen Searching?
No, I have not seen Searching. I have no idea what you're talking about.
Okay, good, fantastic. I highly suggest watching it. Like, it's well worth watching for sure.
It's like a mystery film. It's really good.
Yeah, it's a mystery film shot between through the lens of every computer and kind of thing. I really enjoyed watching that actually.
Well, yeah, I mean, towards the end, it kind of gets a little bit.
Yeah, it's not really.
But they get
done
like
by
crane
anything.
shots and stuff, and you're like.
Yeah, it's not really done by a camera by the towards the end. But I think it was.
It's sort of like,
done. It's the same way.
It's like the shot.
It's the same way. 1917. People were like, "Oh, it's a one shot." It's the same way like that is because it's not. It's like, evidently not. But
the last like bit was kind of like they kind of sort of gave up, but they still went along with it, and it sort of earned that right towards the end. Like it would be very difficult to like do all of that through computer screens and stuff like.
Yeah, for sure. It does a good job of telling the story just throughout that part with it. Last bit of news now. This one again, linking back to Justice League. I'm sorry, I keep trying to get away from it. It's the only thing currently happening in the world, as it would seem. The actor who plays Martian Manhunter has announced he will be in the film and hinted at a possible sort of cameo appearance of the Martian Manhunter himself. About damn time, I think I'm right in saying. Since Man of Steel, everyone's been like, "That's him," and then we just, not. Yeah.
Explain that to me.
So, Dan, do you remember the general's name? I don't remember his name.
No.
Okay, there's a general in Man of Steel who is just an army general, and we found out that he is in some storyboard art or some concept art or something? He is Martian Manhunter.
Stuff, I thought it was.
Yeah, I think we found out he is Martian Manhunter, who can obviously change himself to look however. And so that's been known since the start of Man of Steel, kind of when that all kicked off.
Yeah, because he's not green in that film, if I remember.
No, he's the dude. Well, it's a black guy, but he is green as his species, so he can shapeshift. But in Batman v Superman, he's the one who decides to launch a missile at Doomsday and the city. Am I right in saying that?
I haven't seen the film in years.
Right. Okay. Which kind of doesn't make any sense because you'd think he would have been like, "Oh no, I could just help," but he doesn't. So it's about damn time that maybe he gets some play.
Hopefully, he gets arrested for gross negligence.
Yep. Yeah,
because I mean, once again,
Jimmy, sorry.
the only way I know Martian Manhunter is through the Lego games, and
brilliant, good.
Obviously, that's not.
You know, it's a trend with this podcast. There's a trend.
my only real exposure to all this pop culture stuff that I don't understand that Gabe and Dan talk about, it's just through Lego games. And that's the only real way I can connect with those two, is just like...
Well, Lego did it first. Everybody else
here we go.
Well, exactly, yeah. I mean, Lego
came
up with the idea of Martian Manhunter. Yeah.
You know that I honestly think last week's joke about the banana into Boromir might have been one of your best lines you've ever made. Like, that's such a good joke you made. It came out, and so few people have understood that line.
Oh, I just understood that.
Yeah, like so few people have understood it, and then it's great. It's fantastic. Yeah, that's the last bit of news I have written down. One Division comes out tomorrow, right, Dan? Right, tomorrow?
Yes.
I think, yeah. So,
like
it does indeed.
So I did not care about that until I saw the trailer.
It looks great.
It looked like really weird, and I was like, that looks awesome.
Yeah, it reminds me of Legion. Did anyone watch Legion? I watched the first season of Legion. That was really good. But it reminds me a bit of that. The kind of psychotic mind fuck of a TV series.
That's like my jam, so I'm gonna watch that.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to that coming out. I think next week we'll talk about that then in that case. I think that would be a good thing. It's not all episodes at once, is it, Dan? Is it
No, it's weekly.
Yeah, so we'll talk about the first one or two next week. Whenever we end up recording next week's episode. Jimmy, I'm going to hand the torch over to you now.
Wait, just quickly. Rob, do you have any news?
Oh, yeah, Rob, do you have any news? Go on.
What, personal or?
Either. We'll cover either.
I don't know. I mean...
No, not really. Should
you're
I?
Not pregnant?
Was I meant to bring some?
Yeah, you're not pregnant.
You're not pregnant? No, none of that, no.
Come on, it'll boost up the views. Just say you're pregnant.
Yeah, I'm pregnant.
Yeah, he's pregnant.
Oh, there you go.
Good.
We'll put that
how are you expecting? Dan, have you got any news at all? No? Okay, Dan's got a gun.
Dan, say you're pregnant.
We don't ask Dan any more questions. If he says no, we say we move on. He's got a gun. Jimmy, I'm going to hand over to you now. Let's go with the extra sauce.
Okay.
Insert extra
Dan,
sauce theme tune
do the
here.
jingle.
I've forgotten it.
That's not. No, we already have the jingle for extra sauce. It's done.
No, the jingle changes every week.
Oh, it changes every week. Come on, Dan. Give us one.
An extra sauce.
That's great. That's good. This week
Great leading.
I was going for that surprise factor.
I think you got me with it, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Hang on, I'm gonna get my notes up for when I watch these fucking movies.
This week, obviously, we're doing Pirates of the Caribbean.
I do, because it was amazing.
And
Sorry, carry on.
I really like the first three. I think they're a perfect trilogy. Just want to say just straight off the bat, don't know if they're good or not. Don't really care. I still haven't worked it out.
They're fine. They're fun.
But I really enjoy them. And they're cheesy as hell and they're great. But
I'm gonna be honest, as someone who watched them back to back, I don't think I could do any more of this.
Here's the thing. I think it would be a fun idea to explain to the viewers at home who haven't seen these films in about 7 years. What the fuck happened in all three?
I can explain the first two if you want.
Okay, Gabe, you start off with the first one.
Okay, here we go. So, first one. You've got a boy who washes up next to a boat, and the 6-year-old girl points him out, and they pull him up.
Do you really?
She's 6.
She's 6.
She is not
Can't
6.
be right.
She's
10,
6.
I'm pretty sure.
She's 6.
She's
I
meant to
made
be
the
8
note
years
on my
late.
phone.
My little sister's 6, and
I don't know if
she does
she's
not
6
have
or not. I don't know. But they pull her up, and she's amazed by pirates and loves pirates for some reason. And they pull her up, and this little boy is alive, and she steals his necklace because that's nice. Flash
Wait,
forward.
Gabe, can I quickly interrupt you?
Go for it.
All you guys have seen the first one, right?
Yeah.
Did anyone else find it funny how his first words when he woke up was the first words that Amelia said to him, this half dead kid.
It's Elizabeth, but no,
whatever. Said to this half dead kid was like, hello, my name's Elizabeth. Did anyone else find that really weird? And he was like, I will. It's like, all right.
She doesn't have proper first aid training.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Are you okay? Can you see me? Can you breathe?
Say.
Can you feel your legs?
So wait, fast forward 10 years, is it?
So she's 16 when the events of the
I think
first
so,
take
because
place.
remember like how young people are when they marry in this time. Like, come on, she's definitely no older than like 18.
Knightley is not 16.
One of the notes I wrote is the girl is meant to look after the boy. When he gets pulled up onto the boat and he's I don't want to say asleep, but he's passed out. The captain is like, just you go look after him. Like, yeah, come on. No, not like people who not like a medic.
She's 6 as well. That makes that even worse.
Yeah, he's just like, you go do it. You go do it. Just stand by him.
Guy tells his 6-year-old daughter
children.
to
They can bond
look
over.
after
Yeah, but children, exactly. Like, what are you
like-
doing? Like, you maniac. Dan, do you know how old she is? Did you Google it?
Newly released.
Keira Knightley was 18 when the film came out, so
There you go then. There you go. So yeah, she must have been around 17, 18 then, as a character in general. Like, she can't be that much older.
probably.
Wasn't she like 16 when they filmed Love Actually?
I
Is that
don't
the one,
know.
Love Actually? I think
Wait, she was
That's not
16.
what
I think yeah, because they talk about how like she couldn't.
That's changed my outlook.
She
on
couldn't.
That film.
She couldn't. Yeah. Oh yeah. No. The character she plays isn't, but I'm pretty sure she's like 17 in that movie when that movie filmed. I believe so. You can research that to prove. Yeah. Okay, we're gonna move on. Flash forward like 10 years, and Orlando Bloom's character Will is dropping off a sword to the captain man.
Governor.
Not the governor. Him. Yeah.
In
the first thing we meet him, he's just a dumbass. I don't know why. He's never a real big dumbass for the rest of the movie, but he just is a dumbass in the first thing. He touches a chandelier and it breaks. And I'm like, well, what the fuck are you doing?
Shatters in his hand.
Like, what? Have you ever been in anyone's house and just thought, I'm just gonna grab stuff? Like, what could happen?
Every time I go anywhere.
I can vouch for that, actually. I've been with Dan a lot of places. Dan does just grab shit, and typically it does break.
Dan, do you break a lot of chandeliers?
So many.
All the time.
Yeah. So many.
Throwing tennis balls at them.
I touch all Jimmy's stuff when I go to his.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, Dan will come around. This is very often.
Rob
Dan will come
actually
around my
steals
house
my
now
money.
and reorganize my shit. And not organize well. Like, Dan would just sort of.
Last time,
Because you're so pernickety about it. It's
Yeah, I
hard to
am,
understand, but-
last time Rob came around my house, I lost the television and £100. So
I mean, you can't prove that was me.
yeah, you also took the security camera, so there's literally no way I can prove it.
Yeah, so Elizabeth is going. Oh god, she goes to a party of some sorts.
It's
It's
so
the Commodore's promotion
yeah.
ceremony.
He gets
There you go.
promoted to
Right, I'm so glad you two are
something.
here. And the Commodore tries proposing to her, and she's wearing a corset, and that
she falls.
Fucking pity. She falls off a cliff.
Yeah, she faints.
Yeah,
I remember this bit.
She falls like she would be dead.
Yeah.
Avoids all these sharp
By the way,
rocks,
I really like. I've written here like the sinking boat entrance that Jack Sparrow does is fucking unbelievable. Like the fact that like he's like, I'll just time it so I just about can get there by the time I should be dead. But the fact that he not only does that, and then like I like the fact you immediately know his character.
That's the peak of Jack Sparrow. It's downhill from there.
I think so, because I genuinely think for the rest of these movies, he gets more and more annoying throughout these films. Like, I dislike him more.
I don't know. I think he gets annoying in 4 and 5. I think he stays.
Like, I've just finished 2, and I'm a bit like, I've had enough of you now. Like, I don't need them to go back and save you. I don't really care. But I wrote here, Jack Sparrow is just Johnny Depp. He's just a travelling drunk who bounces his way through life. There you go. There's my hot take. There you go. Yeah. So okay. So Jack Sparrow's arrived. He rescues Elizabeth, who just fell like 100 feet into water. By the way, right next to the rock.
He talks to my 2 favorite characters in possibly anything ever.
Is that the 2 idiots?
The 2 reoccurring characters. Yeah, they're great.
Yeah. So he saves her. They immediately try to arrest him for being who he is, a pirate. He then kind of escapes. Again, everything this character does is based on pure luck and chance, really.
Gabe, we have like 2 hours left of this film. Hurry
up. He escapes, and he ends up running into Will, where they have a big fight, including Will telling him how much he practices with a sword, which I quite enjoyed, which is just a really fucking odd line.
Yeah, he does that thing where like
it reminded me of the Princess Bride.
Yeah, they like talk in between.
Yeah, okay, I can see that, Rob.
In between like fighting.
Yeah, and he does a line where he's like, "I practice 3 hours a day," and I'm like, "You fucking nerd!" Like, shut up.
Another hobby.
Shush. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good line when he's like.
Which is one. Yeah, that's a very good line. Yeah. I wrote here. I just wanted to make sure I got. What's the character's name in The Office? The one opposite, the original one opposite. Opposite. One who gets pranked. The Dwight equivalent. Is it Gareth?
Oh yeah.
It is Gareth, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's Mackenzie Crook. Is that his name?
Yes.
Yeah, because he's in these films. I don't know. You might have to Google it. I researched 10 out of 10. But I wrote he didn't take the stapler and the jelly prank well. That's my only line.
Right.
Why do the pirates have a code of conduct?
They're not. It's not a code. It's more of a guideline game.
Yeah, I know, but it's still stupid. The fact that like they take it shouldn't be though. That's the whole point. Like, because she just says a word. I do also realize that moment later on in the film, by the way, where Jack Sparrow can't remember it, and then he gets reminded of it by one of the pirates. Yeah. So she gets taken aboard the evil pirates, whose name I can't remember. The ship.
Barbossa.
There we go. Because she has the amulet thing, which is like which is actually gold.
Yeah, it's almost like you didn't really watch the film. Really.
I did. I just didn't really pay much attention when like the specifics are being said. Jack Sparrow's caught again, and is now in a cell where he is trying to attract a dog, who has the keys. What happens if the dog just runs away?
What? The dog did run away.
I know, but like, what happens then? Like, if he just doesn't come back? Is there another set of keys?
Cared about the prisoners back then.
That's true. Yeah. Anyway, moving on swiftly as they decide to team up to try and save Elizabeth. An upside-down canoe underwater equals unlimited oxygen source. Anyone else know what I'm talking about? Anyone?
Yeah, I'm not sure of the physics of that one either.
I saw that moment and was like, this is lazy. I was like, that's lazy. To be like, yeah, it works, right? Like, flip a boat upside down under the sea.
It works for a bit.
But also, how strong do you have to be to like hold that underwater?
You gotta be very strong, but like, the water's like at their shoulder level the entire time. And I'm like, that's some fucking Jesus. That's some bullshit. I did write down here, and I think it does drag a little bit in the middle. Like in between them just sort of chasing the other ship, I think it does really drag a little bit.
Well, he goes to
with Zoe Saldana, yeah.
Yeah, no, he goes to Tortuga.
Yeah, he goes to Tortuga. Yeah.
He meets
Gibbs.
Which, by the way, name of a Pokemon. Just gonna say, I was trying to figure out why I knew that name so well, and then I was like, yes, that'll be it.
I think Lego should sue him probably.
Yeah, no, Lego should sue them. Yes. Yeah, they go to the island and pick up a crew, and that guy who sleeps with the pigs, who I quite like, but I don't know his name still.
Gibbs.
Gibbs, that's the one. He drinks a lot and sleeps with the pigs. I don't remember what happens next. What happens next? They just keep chasing them, don't they? That's just a.
Well,
just
they
a
go,
wild...
and they save. What's it called? But then, like, the ship gets blown up.
Yes. I have another note. But why do pirates? And I know why. Before it's a dumb question when you say why, but pirate boats' way of fighting is really fucking stupid. It's just we'll pull up alongside each other and fire cannons at each other until someone stops firing first.
Do you want us to go back in time and ask?
Yeah, I just want to watch it and be like, why did you not just like? Also, a lot of boats don't have cannons at the front, which really infuriates me. In the second one, there is a boat. There is what's it called? The Davy Jones's
boat.
Yeah, his piano boat has guns at the front.
You're getting actually infuriated with your quote of Pirates of the Caribbean.
It's just, it annoys me whenever like someone wants to attack them and you're like, right, turn around and face that side. Like,
yeah,
no,
you're one of those weird people who watches films of realism, aren't you?
Yeah, my favorite film ever. Good time. Anyway, I wrote here Jack should probably just have like died by now. That's one thing I like is the fact that he just like the whole way through the film he should have been dead.
Well, yeah, I mean like they blow up the ship, don't they? And then
they're on the island.
And then Will dies again, but he's fine. Then they get stuck on that, which is like my favorite bit.
That's a fucking great moment. Yeah, when he's
it's
like,
probably my favorite bit on like the entire like thing. It's like, yeah, I like that bit.
That's what I feel like going into bars with Jimmy. Like that's why when she's burnt with all this rum, and he's like, but why? And she's like, because like fire, and he's like, but the rum. And then also there's a link back to that in the second film, which is when she comes aboard, he tells Gibbs, he's like, hide all the rum. Is the first thing he says to Gibbs, which is brilliant. Because I like the fact that Jack just thinks she has a thing against rum, which is just fantastic. So that I really enjoyed.
She uses the rum. They get saved by the conveniently the guy who was going to marry Elizabeth. Which was just.
He agrees to marry her.
So unrealistic, wasn't it?
No, she agrees to marry him if they go.
And it kind of infuriated me. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, she agrees to marry him if they go and get Will and save Will. They then go there. Also, my only other question was like, is Davy Jones only comes around in the second one?
Gabe, just get
in the third one as well.
We need to get the actual review. We haven't like.
All right, go on. Like, I think that's about the most gist of it, right? And then like they just save her. They take away the curse, and then he dies.
Great.
That was
like I was
now the
actually
second
there.
Summary ever.
It was fine. It was
We
alright.
went into-
I don't.
You went into a lot of
detail.
detail.
Doesn't count as a summary.
Can someone else do? Can someone else cover the second one then, please?
Rob,
go on, Jimmy. Okay, or Rob, yeah, go for it.
Yeah, you want me to?
You do.
So Jack goes to get rum. This agent from Davy Jones's boat meets him, gives him the black spot because they made a deal. Jack spends the entire time running from Davy Jones, trying to find his heart, which is in some chest on some island. And then in the end, James Norton takes the heart and gives it to some head of the East India Trading Company so he can get his position as admiral back, and that's about it. All that happens.
And he gets
and Will and Elizabeth.
Kraken.
Yeah.
There's a Kraken.
That's how you do it, Gabe. Yeah. See, that's how it's done.
And
the third film is just. The third film's my favorite.
But the fourth film.
But the fourth film
bad.
is. I was going to say Secret Genius. Before we continue, I want to I want to tell everyone a story.
Oh no.
So.
Oh god.
So this morning I texted Gabe and asked him if he'd seen all of the if he watched them all the films, and we were talking. He said he hadn't seen them yet. I was like, oh, you could just like watch them in the background. You don't need to pay too much attention to them. You can just sit and watch them in the background. I said you can they're not like an A24 film. You can just watch leave them in the background. You have to pay too much attention to it. Gabe didn't know what A24 was, which is fair enough. It's do you guys know what A24 is?
No, I know what A24 is.
Yeah, Rob, you know what A24 is? It's basically a studio that produces all those it produces all those student films. Like Midsummer,
The Cowboy, all those ones.
Yeah, my films. Good Time, all that. There's loads.
Right.
So Gabe didn't know what that was, so I explained it to him. And for a split second, I managed to convince Cave that the Pirates of the Caribbean films were produced by A24.
But, like, that's not... I didn't think that was that stupid a thing, because I'm like, there could be several different production companies there. You just name one. I was like, oh, okay. Also, becoming very clear, I'd woken up 10 minutes before this message. And I was like, all right. And then Jimmy was like, no, I'm kidding. And I was like, oh, okay.
Still believed it, though. It's
all right.
just
I did. No, I did. I fully admit I did. I just don't think it was the most stupid thing in the world to believe.
It is a bit.
It is.
Right. Great, good, cool.
Not even close to the style of an A24.
Right, give me a second. I'm going to shit on this second movie for a moment. What did the dog ever do? Why did the people just start randomly chasing him instead? It's almost as if they just want a god and just take anything that they can find.
Free food.
That poor dog must have been through the fucking wars. Crack Pipe McGee is what I've named Davy Jones because he, at the start, is when they first meet him, he's smoking a pipe and it looks a bit like a crack pipe. Who puts a piano on a fucking boat? That's my other question.
Davy Jones.
Oh, is it an organ? I just saw keys and was like, "That's you fucking weirdo. Why is he?"
Oh my god! Wait, do you think they chose an organ because he's missing an organ?
He's missing a heart.
That's next level intelligence.
Yeah.
See, this is why A24 are genius.
Mr. Jones, we understand you're missing a heart, so we've bought you an organ.
Also, Gabe, did you see the end credits scene with the dog?
I didn't. No, I didn't.
Oh, they made
dog,
like the dog the king.
Oh, good. Okay. Because I thought they just chased him away and like killed him, and I was like, well, that's
you
fucking
fool.
Yeah.
You missed his entire story arc.
Yeah. He actually returned.
You haven't even got the name of that dog. Anyone know the name of the dog?
Gabe, you didn't see the third film, did you?
No.
No, he's the villain in the third film. That's why.
Oh, okay, good. Yeah. Has anyone got a name for that dog? Anyone got a name for that dog? Anyone?
Isn't it meant to be the same one from the prison?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's had a pretty rough life. Like he's been just a prison guard most of his life, and then all of a sudden he's just on an island by himself.
He was the warden. He was doing.
Yeah, sorry, yeah, he was the warden.
He did a really
I put
nice
here.
job.
All men in these movies are fucking stupid. I feel like that's a fair point. They're all not very
that's because
smart.
like all men in most films.
Most movies are fucking stupid. They just constantly betray each other, and I love the fact that none of them ever get smart.
It's like the end of Solo, where like everyone's just shooting each other for no reason.
I didn't get that cage scene. Like they could have just like been nice, waited for the other to fly them up, but they thought, fuck it, we'll just leave them there.
Yeah, they were just like, oh, fuck it, quickly, hurry up.
That's like my favorite part of the film as well.
Oh, that's a good part. Don't get me wrong. It's just like
it's like the bit where they're like rolling down like the huge cliffs and somehow surviving.
Yeah.
What I like is like those cages are made of bone, right?
Yeah.
Like for some reason, when you take those bones out of the human body, they no longer break on impact.
Yeah, no, they just no, they don't.
They're like made of rubber.
Yeah. They all just betray each other constantly, which is just baffling to watch, to be honest. Big old heart in a box. It's not even wrapped in anything. It's just in the box, which I thought was quite funny.
Well, you don't like sandal, do you?
No, but I love the fact it's not even like it's like, what's it called? Like, there's not more stuff in the box that encases it. It's just a heart in a box.
Well, it was a heart in a box, and that
box heart in a box in a box. Yeah, which was good.
It's not a box; it's a chest.
It's a fancy box.
Holy shit! It's in a chest as well.
It's not Dead Man's box.
It's in a chest as well. We've done it.
Is it in his chest?
Yeah, no, I get it. Well, it's not.
Link.
It's in a chest. It's not in his chest.
I have a new outlook on these films.
The kiss between Keira Knightley and Jack Sparrow is weird. I know why it's there, but it's weird. I don't like it.
It felt like when Jeff kisses Annie at the end of Community season.
Yeah, it felt weird and wrong.
It was like that's like kind of sweet, but like also when you think
really. I like the fact that like he acts kind of heroic as the crew are leaving and sort of doesn't fight it and just accepts it. And then the minute they're out of his he's out of their view, he's trying to get out of the chains. Like the split second everyone's left, he's like, okay, fuck this. I'm not dying like this. I'm getting out of this. That much phlegm should never be shown on TV again. That was a lot. I didn't like that. I was eating at the time and was not pleased. I don't think I can watch all of these films together again like I have this time.
You didn't watch all of them. You watched 2 and gave up.
Yeah, and I've had about enough of pirates for a while. I hate the way they talk. Like they're good. Don't get me wrong. I enjoy the films, but I hate pirates now. I'm done for a bit. What is it with this man and apples? Mr.
He
Barbosa
likes apples.
why is he like
right.
apples so
Because
much?
he's going to be able to taste them for ages.
I
Imagine
love
you
the
can
fact that
eat
every
anything.
scene he's in, he's just like, green apple. Like, does he just have something against red apples? And I put good ending, though. I enjoyed the ending. There you go. That's my breakdown of the films.
Yeah, your breakdowns for films always sound like really bad stand-up bits.
Thanks. I think.
What's the deal with this guy and apples? I mean, seriously.
I'd rather that than sound like really bad review bits. Yeah, do you guys want to run through number 3 real quick? Because I don't really have much, like, I'm not really bothered about...
no, I really like number 3, so I'm going to go through it.
Are you going to do the summary? Or?
Yeah, let Jimmy do the summary.
Oh, okay, I'll do a summary, because this is the one I saw least recent, so...
Oh, this will be
okay. They go to Singapore to try and get a ship. In probably the most non-child friendly section of any film ever. Do you know what I'm talking about, Rob?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Dan?
No, I haven't seen it in ages.
Okay.
Can I make clear as well, like...
You have to explain very explicitly.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
we
they
need it
go,
very
they go,
explicitly
okay,
explained.
so sometimes pass between this film and the second film. And they go to Singapore, and they go to a bathhouse. And they make...
I'm just really enjoying watching him squirm. I'm really enjoying
Can't do it.
Yeah, I know.
It made me
Come on,
very
Jimmy.
uncomfortable watching it. They make it's Amelia, right? Amelia Swan?
Elizabeth.
Elizabeth Swan. I keep saying Amelia.
Yeah.
It's like-
I don't know. I don't know where you got Amelia
because
from.
I know Emily sounds like a royal name. Elizabeth also sounds like a whatever.
Okay.
Elizabeth is a royal name.
Yeah, I was gonna say our queen is called Elizabeth, but alright,
Of course she is. Yeah. No. So basically, Elizabeth is now become a bit of a badass, and she's carrying around a ton of weapons and stuff. So they confiscate them all, and then they make her take. I can't remember what it is, but a piece of clothing off.
It's like a, I don't know, like a shirt and that like matches into a skirt almost.
Yeah.
esque thing.
And then, you know what? Fuck this.
A dress.
Basically,
I love it. He's just sat there trying to explain this scene without sounding pervy. It's amazing to watch. Sorry, Jimmy. Go on. Finish this off.
so
Or move us along quickly if you
it's
want
all
to.
fucking Gareth. Gareth's just so weird in this film. He's just
I love
like,
that we've named him Gareth from his other work, which is like, that sticks. I like the fact that he keeps nearly losing his eye.
Gareth's just a massive pervert. Sort of, basically. what
Oh,
you're trying to say.
yeah.
Anyway, also 2 people get shot in the head. Like pretty graphic detail in this film.
Well, their heads don't like explode. It's just
Yeah, no, it's weird. Anyway, then it all goes to shit, and they blow up and set fire to half of Singapore. And they get the boat. So
That's right then. Yeah, you're right.
Great success.
That is a trend with these movies, isn't it? It's like the Avengers stuff,
Yeah.
where it's like, you blew up most of this, but you did the job, so
Thank
it's alright.
God we got the boat. Literally, they say something like that. It's like, wow, we got the boat. Now we should go save Jack Sparrow. And in the background, there's literally just like a burning city, and they don't address it at all.
well, that monkey and parrot team up, don't they, and start shooting off
The
fireworks.
monkey and the parrot
left and
are
right.
the two best characters in this film. That first scene was also really well edited. I felt, I don't know why, it just stood out for me for some reason. Like none of the other films did that except for that first, but I was like, it just felt really well edited. So they go to a cold place, right? Straight
Yeah, they're like
after.
sailing to the edge of the world, and they go for like, that's
They
what
have that like big wooden map. What's it called? What's the big wooden map called? It has a name. Anyway, it spins around. It looks like it's like you would get for Christmas when
A
you were a kid.
globe.
Yeah. Well,
No,
I guess yeah. So they have to sail off the edge of the world.
Uh-oh.
And then some time passes, and then they get to the edge of the world, and then they get surprised when the edge of the world is a big drop, which I never understood for some reason. And they act all scared when they have to go over the end of it. They're like, what? I didn't sign up for this shit. It's like, the fuck
What did you think it was going to be?
Yeah,
what
like,
did you think?
like an elevator,
So it was,
like,
Yeah. So flat Earth confirmed for the.
Yeah, I was going to say, what did you expect? That the world was round? What the fuck's wrong with you?
They say on the edge of the world. Like, what if they just like end up like Australia or something? I don't really get it, honestly.
Morons.
Yeah. But anyway, so they go off the edge of the world and they're like, oh, it's all the shit. They fall down. They all survive. But the boat breaks, and they're like, oh, now what are we gonna do? Because the boat.
What do they land on?
To Singapore again.
Yeah. So they drive.
Because we burnt it.
They burnt
the whole thing down.
So their mission is to drive off of something. They get to the edge of something they need to sail off of. Then they fall off it, and when they hit the bottom, they get surprised when the boat breaks.
What do they hit?
Again, it's just I don't get. Jack Sparrow's
This is your favourite one, right, Jimmy?
This is my favourite one. Jack Sparrow's there. He kills his crewmates, but it's also him. There's a lot of crabs. And honestly, I think this bit I was just high or something. But anyway, so they manage to they all get on the boat and they choose the crew because they're all like, it's like, Jack, you don't know where you're going, you fucking idiot. And they all get on the boat. And then you have like my favourite bit in this song. There's always like one bit that stands out for me in all three of these films. You have this bit's like my favourite bit is when they have to like.
So it's not the burning of the
boat
city.
over, right? That bit that's like such a cool bit. They have to like tip the boat over.
Okay.
So they've gone down this huge waterfall to like what I assume is just like endless ocean, and the way to get back up to the top of the waterfall or to Earth is to flip the boat upside down. But they didn't go upside down to begin with, so I don't really know what the fuck.
Wait. Okay, hang on. I don't know if Jimmy's doing a shit job at this, or if this movie's just got an awful premise to it.
This is quite a good description of it, isn't it?
Why do they have to flip it upside down?
They like turn the wheels on the map, and then it says like some message saying like up is down.
Yeah. Again, this whole first act could just be a fever dream because none of it makes sense, but it's fun. So they tip the boat back over. Oh, of course.
Oh, here we go.
Elizabeth, not Emily. Elizabeth's dad's dead. So that's it done.
Yeah.
That's all. That's all they do with it, really.
That's the bit that made sense.
So like, well, dad's dead, and they keep going. And then they sail a bit more, and then they go on an island with Kraken's dead and all that shit. And then they have to. Don't they have to? I'm really sorry if this is boring. Anyone
no,
you can fuck off. But
you're nailing it, mate. You're
nailing it. You can go if you want to. It won't get any more entertaining than here. So they have to go. They have to go assemble. Was it the 8 pirate kings? The 8 pirate lords.
8 pirate lords.
Yeah. Because they need to.
Because the British are using Davy Jones' heart to control Davy Jones to kill all the other pirates.
Oh yes, they want to go to war with the East India Trading Company and also the Flying Dutchman. So then they just do that. I think. I don't think I remember that scene being really long, and it just resulted in them just doing it.
Like
and Elizabeth becomes the pirate king or queen. Sorry, but they call it king for some reason.
Elizabeth.
Elizabeth.
What?
Because they have to vote for a new king to go to war or whatever, some stupid rule like that. So then,
they have a democracy, which resulted in them having a king.
Yeah, you know.
Stop the count.
I think they missed something there.
Yeah, they
stop the count. That was good. That went under the radar. That was nice. That was good joke, Rob.
Yeah. Yeah. So then.
Where does this move? What the fuck is going on with this third film?
No,
what happened?
It's really good. I'm just not very good at explaining.
You didn't mention that Barbosa has been with them this entire time.
Yeah, There's a good reason why I didn't mention that. Because he does nothing.
Yeah, the monkey does.
They're like, oh, now we have a way to get Jack back. All he does is tell them where they need to go. But even then, he just reads the map. Like, he's just like, yeah. So he drives them off the edge of something, and then whatever. Then at the end, there's a big like, they all. So this bit is probably the bit that makes least sense out of the entire thing. So they get all these pirate lords together, which have been doing for the majority of the film. They've been trying to get them together so they can all fight Barbosa and this giant East India Trading Company fleet. So they have the Black Pearl, where like the classic band of, you know, dumbasses hanging out.
All right. Yeah.
And they. Oh, also Will's on the other team for some reason. And then they're like.
Save his dad.
Save his dad.
His dad's part of the.
Who we
Flying
forgot about to mention.
I didn't even mention that in the second.
Is his dad played by?
Bill Turner. Played by.
No, who's it played by? It's one of the
Bill Turner.
No, that's
Bill Turner.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Good. All right. Good.
It's played by Bill Turner's dad.
Yeah.
So they have all these like Eastern Australia Company have like a huge fleet, and then like the other pirates and stuff. And then they all go to attack each other. Like, oh, they're gonna fucking do it. They do like a big speech, whatever, and then the Black Pearl goes, and then the Flying Dutchman goes, and all the other ships just stay behind, and literally for no reason.
Okay.
So they all start fighting each other. And they're like, oh, it's looking bad. They're like falling into this like huge like, is it a maelstrom? Is that the name of it?
Whirlpool? Maelstrom?
Whirlpool.
Are we back on Earth yet? Or
we keep back on Earth for an hour and a half. Yeah.
Jack Sparrow in space. Here we go, baby. Yeah. Right. Okay. Good. Yeah. Okay. Carry on. I'm just saying, my synopsis got called long. I don't know where we are in this story. We better be near the fucking end of this.
This is the final act.
Okay, good.
Then Will and Elizabeth get
married.
Get married on the boat while everyone is dying.
That's what Barbossa does. He marries them.
And Barbossa has the most normal reaction of this entire film. He basically says, "What the fuck is wrong with you? Can't you see what's happening right now?" Which I thought was funny, and I thought it'd be even funnier if he just says no. Straight up. So and then everything turns out right in the end. And then you have the most interesting bit, the most important bit, where Jack wants to like stab the heart so he can be the captain. But then Will gets stabbed and he's about to die, so then Will does it and he comes back or whatever and all that shit. That's boring.
Yeah, Will becomes.
But I still don't understand why they didn't just send in the fleet. Like, it's really annoying me why they didn't do this.
I don't understand why a lot of things happen in that movie. I'm not gonna lie. Jimmy, so that's your favorite. That's your favorite one, Jimmy. Is it your favorite because it's the best bit of fun? Like it's a fun.
It's
fun...
the most fun. Then some other stuff happens. It's got like a really long ending for some reason.
Oh, good.
They wrap everything up, and then you have like the best bit, which is like at the end. Jack doesn't have the ship's gone because Barbossa took it, and he's stuck with like the same kind of ship that he started off the first film with, which I think is a nice way to end it.
Yeah, it's a good wrap up.
Yeah, so
there we go.
So my sister is screaming in the background, so I'm gonna go deal with that while you discuss.
Jesus Christ!
What?
Because I'm gonna go do. What are you planning to go do?
Silence.
Calm her down.
Okay, right. He's taking her out to the back.
Right. I'll be back in a sec.
Okay. That's the Pirates of the Caribbean movies, everyone. Dan, what do you give this franchise out of 8.6? Rob, we do this every time you're on. I'm just going to keep doing it. 5. Okay. Rob, what do you give it out of 8.6?
Yeah,
the first three. Talking the first three. No.
Oh, the first three.
Yeah, go to the first three.
I don't know, like a 5.8 maybe.
Okay, interesting. The first two, I'll give like the first two like a 5.5, 5.6. Yeah, I think that's appropriate. Oh no, Jimmy, what would you give the first three out of 8.6?
What?
Don't ask.
It's got to be 8.6, I think.
Okay, good. Wow. Oh my god. For more quality content like this, check out our other Extra Sauce episodes. There's two. There's two other ones. You should check them out. We do the same thing, but with worse things, and then we, shout about it more.
Anyway, I really like those films.
I think they're fun. I think they're a good laugh. I think they're very fun. You know what I did enjoy was it didn't feel like a kids franchise, despite the fact maybe it is supposed to be. It felt more sort of just tilted towards a film that adults could enjoy as much as kids, which was nice to see.
Yeah.
But I do think since those films being made, I think there's better films for that sort of range of people to watch.
Like Pirates of the Caribbean 4.
Yeah.
Or 5.
Or 5, more importantly.
Yeah,
5,
yeah.
Which is,
great, good.
We
done with our jokes?
The
Lego game.
Yeah. Or you could just play the Lego game.
All right.
Which actually includes 4.
I was going to say, next up, I'm pretty sure... Is it my go for Extra Sauce next time? Again. We come back to me? Yes, I believe so. And then, okay, cool. I gotta find something. We're gonna move on to our next segment now, which I've appropriately named. I don't have a name, so I need the suggestions on a name. I've temporarily named Fight or Wimp. I'm gonna give you both. I'm gonna give you all two options of two characters. You have to choose which one you'd fight, why, and how you'd beat them. Are we ready, people? Yeah, I can tell by the excitement on your faces. We're all ready. Here we go. Dan, I'm gonna start off with you. Are you fighting Jeff Winger or Joey Tribbiani? Why and how are you beating them?
Well, they're both idiots, really, at the end of the day.
Yeah. No, yeah, that's it. So one's an idiot at the start of the day, one's an idiot at the end of the day, that's for sure. Yeah.
I mean, it's got to be Joey, right? He's just a moron.
Yeah, the only thing I'd say about Jeff is I thought it would be easier to take down because Jeff gets hurt, but he gets hurt by insults about himself. Joey, I feel like would just keep going.
Joey, you could distract with food, though.
You could distract with food.
Joey down a flight of stairs.
Trip or trick?
Trick.
Oh, good. Joey, come down these stairs, and then he's dead. Then that's it. By the way, you have to beat to death. I just want to make that very clear. That's the rules of the game. Dan, which weapon would you use other than a gun to fight them? And they get the same weapon back, by the way. You just got to tell me how you would kill them.
But you said we have to beat them to death.
Yeah.
So we can't choose any way to kill them now.
You can't be like, I would, I don't know, stab Joey with a heroin needle and
so we have to. So there's not. We have to beat him to death.
It has to be you beating him to death. It can be like I strangled him with a rope after wrestling him into a position where I could get him with a rope. That makes sense.
That's not beating someone to death.
Well, Jimmy, fucking shut up and give me a reason. Jimmy, who would you fight out of them two?
I don't know, man.
I think an argument could be made for Jeff.
Probably.
But I think Joey is the easier option. I think Dan's right in the fact that you could definitely trick Joey a lot easier.
I mean, do I have to like wimp out if I think I can beat both of them?
No, you can say both. You can say both.
I mean,
you have to explain to us how you'd fight both. But
could probably beat the shit out of me.
Yeah, but not mentally.
No, but neither of them can mentally. Oh yeah, okay, I'd probably wimp out on Jeff because he's kind of smart. He's a lawyer, right? Like, and he's a good one.
Well,
apparently,
yeah.
So
No,
he's a good one though. Like they constantly mention that. Like he's like really good. Just lazy.
He's just lazy. Yeah. Rob, who are you fighting?
Probably Joey as well. He seems like quite easy to fool, bamboozle even.
Dan, you got a gun next to you. You could use that.
You have to pistol whip him with it though. You're not actually allowed to.
Yeah, you're not allowed to shoot him. You have to pistol whip him with it.
Can you just push him down a flight
the glance he did there, Dan.
Yeah, you could. Yeah, Dan just sort of. Yeah, he's also got a face hugger. He can also throw him. But okay, next one. Here we go. Rob, we'll start with you for this one. Ethan Hunt or James Bond?
Christ.
Now I feel like there's only one actual answer here.
Oh, I know the answer already.
I don't know. James Bond dies a couple of times, so
I'd fight Bond. I think Bond's the easiest.
I don't think anybody would blame me for losing to Bond either. So that's
I think Bond, you could definitely kill Bond. If you like, for this one, I'm gonna say you are allowed the same stuff they would come with. So Bond would come with a gun, so you too would have a gun. In which case, you would win.
You put poison in his martini, and then because you have to beat him up, you just glass him or something. And then Ethan Hunt, you just wimp out.
You hit him with a cocktail shaker.
He can't die.
It's just bludgeoning him to death with a metal cocktail shaker.
You can't drown him. You can't push him off a building. Oh, because he always has a parachute.
You can't hit him with a train because he
you can't hit him with a train.
Go
on, Dan. Go for it.
Okay, Ethan Hunt. I'll tell you why.
Oh, okay. Here we go.
I go to the Burj Khalifa a week before they do. I clean those windows very well. He just doesn't stick to them. Immediately falls. He didn't have a parachute.
Every dream, down at the top of the Burj Khalifa, like pouring olive oil down the windows, just so you're like, yeah, good fucking luck, Ethan. Yeah, good luck, dick. I wrote this segment thinking if anyone could come up with an elaborate plan of how to kill him, it'd be great. And that's the best one. That's amazing. How would you take out Bond, Dan?
I don't know. Probably just like blow up his car or something.
Yeah, that's an easy wow, isn't it? And the last one, which I'll
when he goes,
Rob with.
Hang on. And he goes to fire a missile at me from his Aston Martin. I got to his car before he did. I've glued the light shut so I can't. It explodes inside the car.
Do a trend of all of your plans, Dan. I'm noticing a trend. I'll just do it before he gets there, and then he won't know.
I'm always at least 2 steps ahead, which is about a week.
You can kill, now that I mention it, you can kill both of them very easily.
Yeah, it's not hard. The last one, Rob, we're gonna go to you. Jar Jar Binks or Admiral Akbar? Who and how?
Jar Jar Binks would be way more satisfying. I partially like Admiral Akbar, but
I think it'd be harder. I think it'd be harder to kill though.
Yeah, Jar Jar was just such a dunce. So like, you could probably just like wring his neck or something like that.
You could convince Jar Jar to like kill himself.
Yeah, that's true.
Or the other way around, actually. He can convince you to kill yourself.
Or he convinced himself to kill himself.
No, I've got this right.
Okay.
I'm on Naboo. Qui-Gon's just got there. He goes to knock Jar Jar Binks over. I knock Qui-Gon over first. Jar Jar's hit by that droid carrier, killed immediately.
Do you know what I think I would do?
Oh my god.
I think I would get the same glass that they use in the Burj Khalifa that Dan cleans. Really, really clean glass. And I would just like rest it just underneath the water that he jumps into.
Oh yeah.
So when he dives, he'll dive onto this like bulletproof like glass.
I just want to ask, can we do merch that's just like Dan's window cleaning company, please? I just want that on a t-shirt. I'm going to get you that for next birthday, Daniel. There you go. That's my gift idea. Yeah, it's Daniel's window cleaning company.
I wouldn't wear it. Gabe, would you wear it?
I would.
I'd wear it.
I wouldn't want to be seen.
How would you guys kill Admiral Akbar then? How would you deal with the Admiral? Because I feel like that's a tricky one.
It's fine because no one cares if he dies.
Yeah.
He dies when he gets sucked out of space, so...
Apparently, yeah.
Correct
some
answer,
form of weakness.
Yeah, just, blow up his ship, I guess.
Yeah,
Dan would get there 2 weeks before it took off.
Oh, no, it wouldn't work for them. He always sees a trap coming, so...
Yes! Funny jokes!
He's too smart.
They would hire Dan because of his window cleaning skills. And what Dan would do was he would take all the glass out of the ship and just say it was really clean. So when they take off and they leave the atmosphere, they just get sucked down to space.
So clean and so thin, you could feel the wind. Okay, well, that's what I wrote.
Like
I'm gonna do 3 of these each week, but I've decided I'm just gonna have to keep coming up with characters from things.
Keep going. This is fun. Just keep coming up with these characters.
No. Dorothy from Wizard of Oz, or Scott Lang's daughter Cassie from Ant-Man.
How old's the daughter?
That's such a specific...
I think she's like 12.
Oh wait, are we doing the younger one or the older one in Endgame?
Yeah.
Oh, we'll do older one. We'll do older one to make it fair.
Or the older one yet we're gonna get.
Yeah, we'll do the older one that we actually got. So we'll do
morally, I would say that I would probably wimp out on the kid, right? But also, the kid would probably be easier to kill.
I'd rather kill Dorothy from Oz. I think that's an easier fight than Cassie Lang is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think it's easier in skill level.
No.
It's
easier to deal with it and be like, this is fine. Yeah.
This is.
All right, that's the last one of the week. We're doing. I didn't have any more time to count any more ones, so we'll do another one another time.
Rob, can you think of one?
Oh, hang on. I've worked out how to get Dorothy. I go to her house a week before the tornado hits.
Right.
And I nail it down a bit harder.
Does it have to be a week every time?
Yeah, wait.
Yes.
You just nailed it down.
Well,
just regular nails.
Presumably, whatever they'd done before wasn't enough, but
no, evidently, but
a couple on the ground.
Yeah, and then you did put one in the head
as well.
You, the band or the dog? Okay. Would you put a nail in her head?
Saving the Wicked Witch of the East and the West as well.
Yeah.
So
my God, yeah. Equally balanced as all things.
A soul for a soul.
This is like the weirdest podcast.
By the way, there's a line in that in Pirates of the Caribbean where he's in the first one he's weighing the sword and he's like perfectly balanced, and I said the line out loud. He's weighing how perfect the sword is, and I was like, as all things should be. And I was like, that film has just done a number on me now. I can't get that out of my head. Shall we move on to the last segment?
No, wait, I want Rob to.
Right, oh God, okay.
Rob, can you think of like a good?
Can you think of two characters, Rob?
Charlie from Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Charlie would win.
Or
Charlie.
Or Kevin McAllister from Home Alone. assuming they both have the same trap setting capabilities.
Okay, that's a really good one.
See, here's the thing, right? Kevin didn't have the dedication that Charlie had.
Kevin also gets caught. I'd get Kevin because I know he's gonna slip up.
If Kevin, I know little shit's gonna slip up one day, and I'll be there when he does. If Kevin came to, let's say, a bear trap, he wouldn't think. He'd be like, well, I can't.
Yeah.
There's nothing.
I'll do some cars instead. I'll do some toy cars instead.
Yeah. Or like Kevin wouldn't drink.
Plus, I know that if I go to Charlie is willing to get all of his limbs crushed in order to succeed. Kevin doesn't want to get hurt, so I go for Kevin.
I still think that It's Always Sunny is going to end with Charlie killing everyone in the group.
They're all going to be dead. Yeah, they're all going to be dead. That has to be the ending. There'd be no better ending.
Or because they all have like a reason to kill each other. I think it'd be great if you had like a Mexican standoff.
Yeah.
It's Always Sunny writers. You can.
Dan, what are you doing? Yeah, we'd love to be working for you guys.
I wait for Kevin to end up lost in New York.
Oh no!
Instead of asking Donald Trump to ask me the way to the lobby, I trick him into the elevator. He goes to the room. I would
fly to New York a week before.
You're just like, excuse me, sir, where's the lobby? That door there, that's the elevator. No.
Up that way.
Do you think you could just stick like an exit sign on like where like those big like tube things stuff with like the bit that they do they go like the big like tunnels that go around into the actual plane, those doors. Like when you take those away, it's just like a big drop. You could just like cartoonishly put the exit sign on top of one of those doors, so he just opens up a huge drop.
Yeah, probably so, especially for Kevin. He's not exactly a bright kid, is he? That's my point. Kevin gets caught a lot in those movies. He's not he's not always escaping them. He does get caught. So I think I'll go for Kevin, just because I know eventually he's going to slip up. There we go. That's that segment done for the week. I can't wait to do more of them. Okay, on to the last segment. Dan, we're going to get a theme tune for what we watched. Yeah, go for it.
Have you been reading anything? Have you been watching anything? There we go.
It's a new theme song every week. I know. Every week we put you on the spot, and you're like, "What ones have I done? I don't remember." Oh no. Rob, we'll start with you because you're the guest. What have you been watching or reading this week?
Hang on a minute.
Oh, Jimmy, go. Oh no, wait. Oh, Rob's muted. Rob, are you?
Go to someone else a second.
Okay, Jimmy, what are you going? Jimmy, go.
We'll cut to a commercial break.
Oh,
Dan?
Does that mean I have to film a commercial?
Yes.
Dan, sell us that gun.
Yeah, go for it, Dan.
This is a premium pistol. I was going to give it a name, but I don't know how they name guns. This is the M4.
What?
Like the road. He's back.
Rob, we're back from our commercial break now.
That was the Wolf of Wall Street.
Yeah, what have you been watching, Rob?
Recently, I have been watching Grand Tour on Amazon Prime. If that counts as a series to watch.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Anything. You can bring anything to this
conversation.
That,
apparently. Sorry.
We don't give a fuck.
I should just go. I'm sorry.
Did you? Is that the seasons or the specials? Because obviously they got
the seasons.
Right. Yeah. I enjoyed them when they were out. I thought they were alright. They were just Top Gear. We're in a tent. That's it. That's very simple. And anything else, Rob?
No, that's about it, really.
Would you recommend them to the people of the internet?
Oh, of course, yeah. Grand Tour's like, if you like Top Gear, then you're gonna like Grand Tour. It's
because it's
like
the same
yeah.
thing. Yeah. Awesome. Cool. Dan?
I started watching Disenchantment on Netflix. Which
I
is
saw you started watching
Matt
it.
Groening
I've seen that.
fantasy show. It's all right.
I've heard that as well, actually. I've heard
one of the main characters is a bit annoying. I don't like him. But
Which
other
one?
one's quite good. Elfo.
He is annoying.
Yeah.
How could someone with a name with Elfo be annoying?
Yeah, no, I don't get it.
I know.
Do you know what creature is, Jimmy?
I couldn't guess. I honestly couldn't guess.
You sure?
Tell me,
Horse?
what is it?
Elf.
Gabe's right, a horse.
He's only half elf. I don't know what the other half is yet. They still haven't gone to there.
Horse. It's horse. Half horse.
But then, after I got halfway through the first season, I was like, you know what I really enjoy, which I haven't watched in a while, is Futurama. So I started watching Futurama again.
What's that on?
Prime.
Okay, cool.
Because I think overall it's better than The Simpsons.
And Family
Guy?
I
really like Futurama. Well, yeah, but I mean, that's
I'd agree with you, honestly. I think Futurama's probably better than The Simpsons.
Mm.
I feel like The Simpsons, like, it's good, but, like, it's kind of overrated.
Yeah.
It's one of those things. It's one of those things that's like you hear, like, you watch it like a lot when you're like a kid, and then you like don't watch for a while, and you come back to it, you're like,
it's not as good as it was.
It's good. Like, it's really good still. It's just like you expect it to be like way better than it actually is. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
like,
sure. Yeah, it makes sense.
But I think Futurama kind of like it's like way more creative than The Simpsons. It's just...
And Dan, I'm assuming you'd recommend both of those things to the audience.
Yeah, definitely Futurama.
All right, good, nice. Anything else?
Anything else? I feel like I watched a film recently. I don't remember what. Yes, I do. I watched Tag.
Oh God, how was that? I got halfway through it and gave up.
Oh, I quite enjoyed it. I thought it was fun.
Fair enough.
It reminded me of Game Night.
I got that vibe when I watched it.
I like Game Night. Game Night's fun.
Oh yeah, just a bit of fun.
Good casting Tag. I really enjoyed the cast. I enjoyed the cast a lot. I thought that was great. Awesome. Yeah. Cool, Jimmy. What have you been watching or reading or doing in general?
Yeah, my thing.
All right, good. I'll go then.
Just talk for a bit. Talk amongst yourselves.
All right, good. I've watched quite a lot actually. I started Rock and Roller, which I've come to the conclusion is just a worse version of everything else Guy Ritchie's ever made. I watched Dredd for the first time. I hadn't seen Dredd before, the Carl Urban one. Really enjoyed that. Thought that was really, really good. Had a good time with that. I watched Demolition Man again. It's good. Not all of it's aged brilliantly. It's not all aged brilliantly, but it's good. You know what I mean? It's exactly
action film from the 80s. So
and the best part of the entire thing is Wesley Snipes. Like, I wish he had done more because he's so good in general. Everything I've ever watched him in, I've enjoyed him in. Other than Blade 3, that was horrifically awful. My God.
Yeah, Wesley Snipes is
Yeah, and Tax Man doesn't like him. But yeah, I really enjoyed both of those movies. Dredd and Demolition Man, I'd highly recommend watching. There was another thing I watched. I watched Ant-Man 2 the other day, which I think is a good bit of fun. I think it's on about the same level as the first one, but I think it doesn't. Who's the guy who did? He did Always Be My. Is it Always Be My Maybe? The film, the romance film. The guy he stars in that. He plays the guy who checks on Scott Lang whenever he's in while he's under house arrest. I can't remember the actor's name for the life of me, but I think he's really, really good.
Randall Park.
Randall Park. Yeah, Randall Park. Yeah, I thought he was fantastic in it. I really like that. I really enjoy his sort of stuff in that movie. Reading-wise, I started on IDW's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle series, and that's a good laugh. I'd suggest checking it out if you're into reading stuff. There you go. There's my stuff.
Are they like the £50 hardbook ones?
Yeah, they're the hardcover ones. So yeah, I've always mentioned how I read the Transformers ones. I'm now starting on the Ninja Turtle collection as well. So go for it. That's all my stuff. Take it away, Jimmy.
I watch a lot of stuff. I just forget to like write it down. The two I can remember because I watched them last night and the night before was About Time.
Oh, I like that. That's good.
I watched Captain Fantastic last night.
Oh, that's on my list.
Yeah. I liked both of them. I felt like About Time was kind of I thought it was like really, really enjoyable, but like it was like weirdly paced. Did you find that?
Yeah, I can get on board. I found it really sweet because halfway through the film it changes from being about a guy with this weird power to being a father and son film, which I thought was really, really sweet, and that's a really nice way to take it.
Expecting it to like turn into that. I feel like if I watched it the second time, I'd find it a lot more enjoyable than I did the first time. Which is saying a lot because I really, really enjoyed it the first time. It's just like when it started, it like because it's about like this kind of guy's life, right? Like or at least like if it takes place over like maybe 10, 20, maybe 10 or 15 years or something.
Yeah, it's from like teenage years up to adulthood.
And then like I mean, when I watched it the first time, I wasn't expecting that, so it's sort of like it took me a while to sort of get used to it. Cause it doesn't do the best job of kind of explaining to you in the first act that that's what it's going to be about. Because I thought it was just going to be about like him trying to get with Rachel McAdams as a character like throughout the entire film, and it was just like this kind of different ways that he like tries to
funny rom-com kind of thing,
and then like I thought it would actually end like the only way he can actually do it is to just like go back to the first time they met in the restaurant, and just sort of like say fuck you to that guy who let him live in his house. But it didn't end like, and that's what like kind of took me off guard, I felt. But it was really good. I'd recommend watching it. And the second one was Captain Fantastic, which I watched last night, and I thought that was. Have any of you guys seen Captain Fantastic?
Nope.
Okay, well I'll try and do like a spoiler free.
We have only got a few minutes, so
no. I'll do it in 3 minutes. Okay, here we go. So it's this guy whose wife is ill in hospital, and he lives in the woods with his.
It's like 9 kids, isn't it?
5, 6 kids, I think.
Right. Okay.
And he raises them as like how you imagine Bear Grylls raises his children.
Right. Okay. Yep. That's a good way of putting it.
And then he has to. So his wife dies. He wants to go. The kids want to go to the funeral, so he goes to the funeral with them because she's gonna get buried, and she wants to get cremated or something.
Right.
And it's basically just about this guy, kind of, and his kids who aren't really used to the real world. Used to the real world. And it's really, really good. I don't want to say too much more because it's I want to say it's a very interesting film, but I can't say that for reasons that you'll find out in the film. Okay. which is a really funny reference if you actually watched it.
No, I'll give it a watch.
So yeah, it's really good. It's very colorful. It doesn't take itself too seriously, which I like. But it's also quite. It's got some like serious themes in it and stuff. But I could talk about it all day. So yeah, it's good.
Cool. I think that's. You'd recommend both of them to the obviously.
I'd recommend both of them. Yeah, they're both.
Yeah, for sure. Has anyone else got anything to mention or plug? Rob, especially yourself, as you are the guest.
No, I've got nothing to plug. I have nothing whatsoever.
Oh, sad times. Jimmy and Dan and Rob, it's been a pleasure. Rob, thank you very much for coming back on as a guest.
Thank you for paying me again.
What? You're getting paid?
Yeah, Jimmy's paying me.
I'm paying.
Well, what the fuck? I've done 11 episodes of this now, Jimmy. No.
It's coming up the instant ravioli PayPal.
Oh, good. Okay, cool. It's fine. There's nothing new anyway. Thank you very much, everyone, for watching. You've been watching the Instant Ravioli Show. I've been your host, Gabriel Morena, with Jimmy Rogers, Dan Sheldon, and Rob Watson. It's fine. I was waiting for a but I didn't get one.
I didn't know you wanted me to say something.
Thank you very much for watching. You can find the link to all of our Facebook and Twitter stuff in the link in the description below because I'm going to make sure Jimmy does it. I don't know. I'm just gonna give you more shit to do.
I never do that.
Thank you very much for watching. It's been. I'm bringing back these segments, by the way. This has been a good laugh. What was my catch? Eat healthy food and recycle. Don't waste food and recycle. Sorry. There you go.
Okay, you can go now.
Bye. Yeah, nice.